This is one of those news articles that's usually buried. It was published Tuesday, January 28th, 2020. It's from the United States Department of Justice. Harvard University professor and 2 Chinese nationals charged in 3 separate Chinese-related cases. The Department of Justice announced today that the chair of Harvard University's Chemistry and Chemical Biology Department and 2 Chinese nationals have been charged in connection with aiding the People's Republic of China. Dr. Charles Lieber, 60, chairman of the Department of Chemistry and Chemical Biology at Harvard University, was arrested this morning and charged by criminal complaint with 1 count of making a materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement. Lieber will appear this afternoon before Magistrate Judge Marianne B. Bauer in federal court in Boston, Massachusetts. Yangqin Yi, 29, a Chinese national, was charged in an indictment today with 1 count each of FISA fraud, making false statements, acting as an agent of a foreign government, and conspiracy. Yi is currently in China. Xing, 30, a Chinese national, was arrested on December 10, 2019 at Boston's Logan International Airport and charged by criminal complaint with attempting to smuggle 21 vials of biological research to China. On January 21, 2020, Xing was indicted on 1 count of smuggling goods from the United States and 1 count of making false, fictitious, or fraudulent statements. He has been detained since December 30th, 2019. Oh boy. Dr. Charles Lieber. According to court documents since 2008, Dr. Lieber, who has served as the principal investigator of the Lieber Research Group at Harvard University, which specializes in an area of nanoscience, has received more than $50 million in grant funding from the National Institute of Health, the NIH, and Department of Defense, DoD. These grants require the disclosure of significant foreign financial conflicts of interest, including financial support from foreign governments or foreign entities. Unbeknownst to Harvard University beginning in 2011, Lieber became a strategic scientist at Wuhan University of Technology, WUT, in China and was a contractual participant in China's 1,000 Talents Plan from in or on about 2012 to 2017. China's 1,000 Talents Plan is one of the most prominent Chinese talent recruitment plans that are designed to attract, recruit, and cultivate high-level scientific talent in furtherance of China's scientific development, economic prosperity, and national security. These talent programs seek to lure Chinese overseas talent and foreign experts to bring their knowledge and experience to China and reward individuals for stealing proprietary information. Under the terms of Lieber's 3-year 1,000 Talents contract, WUT paid Lieber $50,000 per month, living expenses of up to 1 million Chinese yuan, approximately $158,000 at the time, and awarded him more than $1.5 million to establish a research lab at WUT. In return, Lieber was obliged to work for WUT not less than 9 months a year by declaring international cooperation projects cultivating young teachers and PhD students, organizing international conferences, applying for patents, and publishing articles in the name of WUT. The complaint alleges that in 2018 and 2019, Lieber lied about his involvement in the 1,000 Talents Plan and affiliation with WUT. On or about April 24, 2018, during an interview with investigators, Lieber stated that he was never asked to participate in the 1,000 Talents program, but he wasn't sure how China categorized him. In November 2018, NIH inquired of Harvard whether Lieber had failed to disclose his then suspected relationship with WUT and China's 1,000 Talents Plan. Lieber caused Harvard to falsely tell NIH that Lieber had no formal association with WUT after 2012, that WUT continued to falsely exaggerate his involvement with WUT in subsequent years, and that Lieber is not and has never been a participant in China's 1,000 Talents Plan. Wonder how much kickback they were getting. Yangqin Yi. According to the indictment, Yi is the lieutenant of the People's Liberation Army, the PLA, the Armed Forces of the People's Republic of China, and member of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. On her J1 visa application, Yi falsely identified herself as a student and lied about her ongoing military service at the National University of Defense Technology, NUDT, a top military academy directed by the CCP. It is further alleged that while studying at Boston University Department of Physics, Chemistry, and Biomedical Engineering from October 2017 to April 2019, Yi continued to work as a PLA lieutenant, completing numerous assignments from PLA officers, such as conducting research, assessing U.S. military websites, and sending U.S. documents and information to China. Go Trump. According to court documents on April 20, 2019, federal officers interviewed Yi at Boston's Logan International Airport. During the interview, it is alleged that Yi falsely claimed that she had minimal contact with two NUDT professors who were high-ranking PLA officers. However, a search of Yi's electronic devices demonstrated that at the direction of one of the NUDT professor, who was a PLA colonel, Yi had accessed U.S. military websites, researched U.S. military projects, and compiled information for the PLA on two U.S. scientists with expertise in robotics and computer science. Furthermore, a review of a WeChat conversation revealed that Yi and the other PLA office official from NUDT were collaborating on a research paper about a risk assessment model designed to decipher data from military applications. Oh, wow. During the interview, Yi admitted that she held the rank of lieutenant in the PLA and admitted she was a member of the CCP. I would have liked to have seen that interview. Zhang Jing. In August 2018, Xing entered the United States on a J1 visa and conducted cancer cell research at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston from September 4, 2018 to December 9, 2019. It is alleged that on December 9, 2019, Xing stole 21 vials of biological research and attempted to smuggle them out of the United States aboard a flight destined for China. So he was hired on September 4th, and December 9th, stole 21 vials of biological research and attempted to smuggle them out of the United States aboard a flight destined for China. Federal officers at Logan Airport discovered the vials hidden in a sock inside of one of Xing's bags and not properly packaged. Oh, for crying out loud. It is alleged that initially Xing lied to officers about the contents of his luggage, but later admitted he had stolen the vials from a lab at Beth, Israel. Xing stated that he intended to bring the vials to China to use them to conduct research in his own laboratory and publish the results under his own name. Well, he's certainly making a name for himself now. The charge of making false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements provides for a sentence up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. Wow, and poor Roger Stone's going to get 9 years? Okay. The charge of visa fraud provides for a sentence up to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. The charge of acting as an agent of a foreign government provides for a sentence up to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. The charge of conspiracy provides for a sentence up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. The charge of smuggling goods from the United States provides for a sentence up to 10 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and a fine of $250,000. Sentences are imposed by a federal district court judge based upon the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. Assistant Attorney General for National Security John C. Dimmers, United States Attorney Andrew E. Leaning, Special Agent in charge of the FBI Boston Field Division Joseph R. Bonalonta, Michael Denning, Director of Field Operations, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Boston Field Office, Lee Alistair Barcy, Special Agent in charge of the Defense Criminal Investigation Service, Northeast Office, Field Office. Philip Cohn, Special Agent in charge of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General. And William Higgins, Special Agent in charge of the U.S. Government of Commerce, Office of Export Enforcement, Boston Field Office, made the announcement. Assistant U.S. Attorney B. Stephanie Sigmund, Jason Casey, and Benjamin Tolkoff of Lelling National Security Unit are prosecuting these cases with the assistance of trial attorneys William Mackey and David Aaron at the National Security Division's Counterintelligence and Export Control Section. Now, hooray for these FBI guys. Now, these are the guys that protect us. Not Comey. Not McCabe. Not Orr. The details contained in the charging documents are allegations. The defendants are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. These cases are part of the Department of Justice China's initiative, which reflects the strategic priority of countering Chinese national security threats and reinforces the president's overall national security strategy. In addition to identifying and prosecuting those engaged in trade secret theft, hacking, and economic espionage, the initiative will increase efforts to protect our critical infrastructure against external threats, including foreign direct investment, supply chain threats, and the foreign agents seeking to influence the American public and policymakers without proper registration. Well, I guess if they registered, then they can do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's my story for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, please subscribe and hit a like button. That'd be great.